So today I'm going to do a full review of Sports Trading BTC. Now let me just give you a heads up. I'm going to be as unbiased as possible. I am not a part of Sports Trading BTC at this point in time. I will not be promoting it. There is no link to it. I want to talk about it just because I'm seeing it everywhere. And 99% of everything online right now is super positive about it. There's one really negative video that I don't think is totally fair, but I've been researching it. I've been paying attention to it. Actually talked to some sports betting friends of mine, kind of get their take on it, and they were kind of middle of the road on it as well. There are some really basic concerns that I have that bug me a little bit, and I'll talk about that as well. But let's just first talk about what sports trading BTC is. Sports trading BTC allows you to grow your BTC 365 days a year. No more trying to time the market. No more information overload trying to figure out if Bitcoin is going to go up or down. No more programs that come and go in a few months, leaving you stranded. Just a simple, conservative, but proven strategy to grow your Bitcoin quickly and effectively. First of all, it's not simple. It's not a conservative strategy, by the way, at all. But you can watch this video.
Welcome to Sports Trading BTC. In this brief video, you're going to hear about a business model that is shaking up an...
Actually, you know what? I'm turning this down on my end. We'll watch this for just a minute because I want to talk about it after the fact. So we'll go ahead and watch this.
Entire industry. You'll hear exactly who we are, why we're here to stay, 3 ways you can earn from sports trading without being an expert, and a special marketing system that does a lot of the work for you. Make sure you hang out until the end because we saved the best part for last. So, as you're watching this, you're likely thinking, who are these guys? Is this another one of those companies with anonymous owners? The answer is no. We're happy to stand behind our new business model.
It's important that they talk about not being anonymous owners, because the one negative video out there said that the people behind it were anonymous, which I knew immediately that's not accurate. That's why I wanted to make this video. I wanted to at least be a little bit more fair, and I'll give you more of my thoughts here in a minute. So let's just finish watching.
Here are a couple of quick facts about us. Sports Trading BTC is owned by James Ward, who also serves as the president of the company, which is based out of the British Virgin Islands. He's got over a decade of experience in building successful businesses. What we've done as a company is partner with the top sports traders and handicappers in the industry. Together, we've been sports trading since 2016.
Okay, I want you to keep note of that real quick. It's James Ward. That's the CEO. Write that down. Keep track of it. We'll come back to him. James Ward has been in the industry. It says, I think, for X number of years building businesses. We'll touch on his business record here in a moment. And then it talked about they partnered with the sports trading handicappers. And I've got a bit of a question about these handicappers as well. So just take note of that as well. We'll come back to it.
One of the things we do as a company is share each trade we do, so that you can see what we're doing. We're not one of those companies who say they're trading in the background, but in reality, aren't doing anything. We are committed to long-term success as a company. No more do you have to join a program 1 month, and then it's gone the next month, leaving you, the investor, stranded. The beauty of this new concept we are about to share with you is that there's no need for you to be an expert in order to be successful. No more trying to time the market just right. No more information overload while trying to figure out if crypto is going to go up or down. This is something completely new that no one else is doing. So you're likely asking, why sports trading? Well, that's easy.
They're talking about sports betting. What I'm asking is, why do they keep using the term sports trading? But I digress.
A market that is 24/7, 365. There are no dark days during holidays. If anything, there's more action on holidays. This is a unique way of growing your personal portfolio. Sports are just different. It's one of the only industries where insider trading is actually legal. In fact, it's even encouraged. This is a truly special opportunity for business owners. However, we will be upfront with you and let you know that we don't win all the time. In fact, on average, we win 60% of our trades. One of the big differences between us and other companies is we have a great money management system and trading strategy, so we can offer our affiliates amazing results that assist them in growing their BTC. But you may be wondering, what about security? Security is a top priority for us. In fact, we invested heavily in a third-party cybersecurity company to monitor our servers 24/7 and assist our existing engineering team to protect our company and affiliates. We've also set up multiple servers in different locations around the world to add additional protection for our business and yours. So now that we've told you all about the important company information, how do you earn commissions and bonuses? There are 3 very powerful ways to earn with Sports Trading BTC. We have the Fast Start bonus, binary commissions that are paid to infinity, and a trader bonus. All bonuses are paid out daily. Let's kick this off by discussing how the Fast Start bonus works. We pay out the Fast Start on 3 levels. On level 1, you get 5%. Level 2, you get 3%. And on level 3, you get 2%.
Now, pay attention to this for a moment. If they're paying these percentages out, that means if you put in roughly $100 in Bitcoin, then 8, 9, 10% of it's going towards just this Fast Start commission alone. So now they're working with 90% of it. So the math is what makes this thing challenging. Now, mind you, I looked this over thoroughly. I wanted to buy into this thing. I mean, there are a lot of good things that's going on with this Sports Trading BTC. Like, there's a lot of things that look really solid. There's a lot of transparency, more than I've seen before. But there's a little bit of transparency missing in the most important parts, and that's just what just kind of bugged me, and I just couldn't let it go. I was on a business trip in Orlando. They're in Orlando, and I was busy with something else, but it was in the back of my mind the whole time to drive down there. I got a buddy of mine who's into sports betting, and he was one of the ones that wasn't really biting on this a whole lot when I talked to him about it. And I was like, look, dude, you're in Orlando, you should just swing by there. In fact, I'm going to follow up with him here in a week or two just to see if he happened to. I don't think he was going to, but just to see if he happened to swing in. I don't know, what their offices are like, if they have offices or whatever. But I just want you to know that I went into this thing wanting to see something here, but we'll keep going. I'll explain more.
To qualify for the Fast Start bonus, you only need to have personal sales volume of the price of the package you joined at. We'll explain more about the packages in just a bit, so make sure you stick around. We also have the binary bonus, which pays up to 12%. With no limits on your depth, it pays down to infinity. If you're not familiar with binary compensation plans, it's simple. You just get one person on your left and one person on your right. By doing that, you qualify for the binary bonus. Imagine locking arms with some of the biggest people in the industry and having that volume trickle down to you. It's pretty powerful. The part of this business model that really has people excited is the trader bonus.
Let me just say something about this binary bonus. I actually, when I saw they had a binary bonus or binary affiliate plan, I'm familiar with the binary affiliate plan. They can be very good, and a lot of companies will use them when they don't have a lot of margins. It's a way to basically potentially create payment for affiliates that if affiliates really go to work, they can effectively make a lot, but you don't have to pay a lot to the people that basically aren't working. So this affiliate bonus was a good thing because a lot of companies will have a binary affiliate bonus when they don't have a lot of margin to pay affiliates. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. But this trader bonus is what threw me for a loop. And this is where the Fast Start bonus bugged me, because when you look at this trader bonus and you understand the Fast Start bonus, they're losing 10%, and then they're still trying to make this trader bonus. And then you look at the binary bonus and you're like, okay, they're paying out binaries, they're paying out Fast Start. That means that this trader bonus has to be even bigger than it appears. Let's keep going.
The trader bonus is announced on the 15th of every month. The maximum trader bonus is up to 2% daily. The maximum trader bonus is based on the trades we do each month. It's not just some fixed arbitrary number. Some companies promise a fixed 3%, or even as crazy as 5%, but then they're gone and nowhere to be found after a month. We built this company to last. You'll never have to apologize to a person for inviting them to this company. To qualify for the maximum trader bonus, it's easy. You must have a personal sales volume of the price of the package you joined at. So, if you came in with a $300 pack, Then you bring someone in at the $150 package and another person at the $150 package. You're already qualified for the trader bonus, the binary bonus, and the fast start bonus all at the same time.
Okay, this is where the math makes a little bit of sense. Historically, most people aren't going to bring in 2 new customers, historically. So this is where they can kind of get away with paying some of this, because they're not going to pay out those percentages I was explaining earlier, the fast start and the binary bonus. They're not going to have to pay that out to everybody. So that's where it kind of makes sense. The problem is, after further research, they allow you to game this system. That's where there's a problem. That's where it's a little sketchy. Right now, and this may change, but right now, you can have a $300 package. You can buy another package, essentially, underneath yourself for $300, or you can have these 2 $150 spots underneath yourself. So you can fill that in yourself, then you're qualified. See, that's a problem. Now it's not focusing on getting customers, and now you're starting to play a little bit of a money game, and that gets you into some sketchy places, and it's really spammy, and I thought, okay. It's like a way of getting you to put more money in. And it starts to feel a little Ponzi-like they're looking for ways to get you to keep putting money in and to keep money in. And that's where it gets a little bit worrisome.
And the fast start bonus all at the same time. How else can you earn BTC? Each time someone in your organization renews or upgrades, you get paid a commission. The cool part is that we don't charge any withdrawal fees. The only fee is the blockchain fee for processing the transaction. You can withdraw daily with a minimum withdrawal of 0.01 BTC.
So they don't do a withdrawal fee, which is a good thing. 0.01 BTC is a pretty good thing. That's about $80-something right now, depending on the price of BTC. At 10,000, it's $100. That's a good thing, but you've got to really have some dollars in here to be getting the 1.01 with any, like, you can't limp in this thing with small tiny amounts and think you're gonna get a withdrawal. So I don't know. You just got to wait out. It's the math, the fuzzy math, that bugs me. And the math I'm showing you now just raised a little bit of red flags. This isn't what really turned me off yet. We'll keep going. I'll talk about what really turned me off here in a moment.
What marketing tools do you offer for business owners? When you get started, we give you a built-in marketing system. Okay, the built-in marketing system is fine. That we've seen enough now. So here's what's important. Let's first of all, I first heard about this. I'm not a part of this, but I first heard about this from, let me see, this guy here, Stuart Grunert, and he's in a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of just everything he's ever been a part of has failed. That's probably not a good sign, or at least pretty much everything that I'm aware of he's been a part of has failed. As far as these, I'll say a lot, I can't say everything, a lot of these passive, this is kind of the back office area, and I don't know if he shows it, but you actually can see, and this is the first guy I heard about it from, and I started looking at it, and I thought, I really wanted to like it. And one of the main positives, just so you know, let's see if he shows it in this video. I don't know if he does. That's his marketing system. So he's got videos where he shows, basically you can log in and you can see the games they're betting on. Essentially, they're sports betting. They're handicappers. They're supposed to be betting on these games. You can see the games they're betting on. Fully, you can see the games. And when you see those games that they're betting on, what ends up happening is they're supposed to be making profits, and you can see the games ahead of time. So it's not even like after the fact. Like I'm not a big sports bettor, but there was a small part of me that thought about, and I ain't gonna say that I'm not gonna do this. I wouldn't promote it, I don't think, as a referral. But there's a small part of me that started coming in a small position, because you can mirror their sports bets. And I thought, that might be a lot of fun, just to mirror their sports bets. But they show their bets live, and after the fact, they show the losses. And that's the most positive thing about this, and that's what everybody touts. They're like, this is amazing, and maybe it will be amazing. But it's the math. And doing my research, started looking around, and I found this article. Now, this website behind MLM is actually a piece of garbage. They basically hate everything that has to do with any sort of a multi-tiered affiliate program. They're absolute garbage. The website it's mega negative. But Sports Trading BTC review, James Ward's crypto Ponzi opportunity. Let's talk about this. Now, most of this website is garbage, but they say one thing in here that I'm like, yeah, that was my problem. So let's just go through this. Sports Trading BTC's website provides no information on who owns or runs the company. Obviously, that's not true.
According to Sports Trading's BTC, their headquarters are located in BVI. Yes, assuming that's true, which is unlikely, BVI is a scam-friendly jurisdiction. Wait a minute. I just want to point out, like, that is not, they're not giving any benefit of the doubt. It just shows that this website is skewed negatively, which is unlikely. They have no proof of that whatsoever. BVI is a scam-friendly jurisdiction with little to no meaningful regulation. Okay, despite its website domain only having been privately registered in July of 2019, Sports Trading BTC fraudulently claims it has been in business since late 2016. Well, you all just heard the video. They didn't claim they were in business since 2016. They claimed they had been working with their handicapper since 2016. The question is, who's the handicapper? Like, that's not ever discussed at all. And the two guys, as far as we know, the two main guys, they don't have any connection. We've never historically heard about a connection to some handicapper. But it doesn't mean, let me say this, sports handicapping is a real thing. Sports handicapping is a real thing. I'll just leave it at that. There are guys who make good money handicapping sports, and they do it, part-time and or full-time. We're not talking about the actual absolute gamblers. And there's a couple out there that are absolute rich. There's one super well-known out in Vegas, and people charge a lot of money literally just to spy on what his sports calls are. I shared a story in a previous video, I think it was a previous video on this channel, about how I met a guy on a cruise one time, and he was just talking to me about what he did in retirement. What he did in retirement was he basically ran numbers for a sports book up in the Northeast. And, I was asking about how they make calls and what they do, how they handicap the whole 9 yards. And he was talking about it's really a bit of a supply and demand with a spread built in, but they take sides in their bets. And I was like, how do you do that? And he talked about, if you've ever seen the movie with Matthew McConaughey, Two for the Money, he told me that guy's a real guy, and that you can literally buy tip lines to people who have inside knowledge of him and what his lines are, and they will literally take sides based off his lines. And he said they are incredibly accurate. So sports betting is a real thing. Plus, I told you about my buddy down in Orlando who's into sports betting a lot as a handicapper, meaning they know things like, well, if you don't know what a handicapper is, it's like they know that this guy's, grandma died and he's the quarterback for the weekend and it's going to weigh on him. And they literally know things like kind of inside information like this about guys, or girls or whatever, players, football teams, tennis matches, anything. They know inside knowledge, or they find out inside knowledge that can affect the game that's not obvious just in the stats of the game. And they use that information plus the player stats and the stats of the game to help them make decisions. That's a sports handicapper. That's not a sports bookmaker. That's a handicapper. And there are people who can do this really, really well. And they have access to this information. They know how to get this information and stuff like that. It's a big thing. But that's supposedly what they're doing. They're working with these handicappers. Now, you just have to assume, if this is legit, that they've been doing this on the side in their own businesses. Both the head guys here have made money in the past in other failed ventures, so you can assume they've made money somewhere along the way. It's not a positive sign that most of their ventures have failed, but that doesn't make them crooked. That alone doesn't make it a Ponzi. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's just take a look. Further research reveals a video on Sports Trading official YouTube channel titled STB Announcement. In the video, James Ward identifies himself as CEO and owner of the company. Notice how they said up here, you didn't know who owned it, but then they said here, James says he owned it. Okay. James Ward first popped up behind MLM's radar 2010 as CEO of LGN Prosperity. That was a failed company. LGN Prosperity marketed travel vouchers, with each voucher generating a position in a matrix 2x2 cycler. Following months of affiliates not getting paid in mid-2011, LGN Prosperity morphed into LGN International. The name change brought in additional commission paid on travel services booked through LGN. LGN International eventually collapsed in mid to late 2013, with Ward heading up iBizWave as CEO and co-founder in 2014. So the guys had various business ventures in the MLM type space. In 2015, Ward launched 2SL Start Living, which saw him return to the travel MLM niche. Start Living was short-lived, prompting Ward to launch Pagea in 2016. Again, it was a matrix cycler. Okay, so he's had a lot of failed businesses in this space. It's worth noting the sports trading leadership calls are hosted by Dwayne Golden, a serial scammer in his own right. Again, they're clearly biased against these guys. So that's just, if you look at Dwayne, again, he's had failed businesses over and over again. I don't know what their connection is and how they know each other, but neither here nor there. Sports Trading BTC products. Sports Trading BTC, let me just say this. People have failed businesses. I want to say again, that does not necessarily make them outright scammers unless you knew their business was a scam. And even behind MLMs, negativity, they don't outright call their businesses a scam, except this one right here. Sports Trading BTC products. Sports Trading BTC has no retailable products or services with affiliates, only able to market Sports Trading BTC affiliate membership itself. Okay, arguably that's not, again, that's not correct. I mean, you can definitely get in and just use the sports calls, as I talked about. I consider doing it. Sports Trading BTC affiliates invest Bitcoin on the premise of an advertised 0.25% to 2% daily ROI. This is problematic. Sports Trading BTC offers affiliates 8 investment tiers: 0.01, 0.025, 0.1, 0.5, 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 5 Bitcoin. Interesting to note, this raised a little tiny bit of a red flag. They kind of start doubling, like 0.5 Bitcoin to 2, 1 to 2, 2. Instead of 4, they go to 3, and 3 to 5. That's interesting because people are always upgrade to the next level, which means there is an encouragement to kind of keep your Bitcoin in. Recruitment commissions. Sports Trading BTC affiliates who invest in ST5 and higher tiers receive recruitment commissions. Oh, you got to have 1 BTC in for recruitment commissions. Okay. Recruitment commissions are paid on downline investment through 3 levels. 5, 3, 2, we just discussed that. Residual commissions. To qualify for residual commissions, each Sports Trading BTC affiliate must recruit 2 investing affiliates. Sports Trading BTC pays residual commissions via a binary compensation structure. A binary compensation structure places an affiliate at the top of a binary team split with 2 sides, left and right. Okay. The first level of the binary tree houses 2 positions. The second level of the binary is comprised of splitting those 2 into 2 positions, into another 2 positions, each 4 positions, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So the way it works basically is you have this right side and a left side, and you make commissions based off volume from the sides. And you make commissions only on the weaker sides. So the other side you don't even get paid for. You can have 10,000 people over here. You can have 4 over here. You basically can get paid on 4 is essentially how it works. But you get paid on an unlimited depth. These things can go viral. I mean, they can be stupidly lucrative. I know a gentleman right now working with a company makes about $750,000 a year. Last I heard, which was last year, and he's been with this company for over 10 years. He's the number 3 earner in the entire organization. Again, I know him personally. He is, and it's a sort of a binary structure as well. Okay. So the downfall is what they tie your earning percentage 3, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12% based off the investment amount that you have in. And that's really a bit sketchy. Again, they're definitely encouraging you to keep going in higher levels. That's actually the problem that I have. And I'll get to that in a minute. And it's not just the investment, it has to do with the math. So we'll get to it in a minute. Sports Trading BTC affiliate membership is tiered. Okay, we got that. All right, let's get. Sports Trading BTC claims to generate external ROI revenue via sports trading. There is no evidence of trading or any other source of external revenue being used to pay affiliates. This part is true. They show you that there's calls. They show you that there's somehow or another there's a handicap in play, but there's no proof specifically that the money coming in is actually going to sports betting and coming back. There's proof that there's money coming in. There's proof that there's some sports betting, and there's proof that there's money paying out. But there's not a direct correlation. So everybody's relying on circumstantial evidence. And I get it. It's what you have to rely on. And it was almost good enough for me, to be honest with you. Additionally, both James Ward and Dwayne Golden are believed to reside in the U.S. They were quite clearly Sports Trading BTC is offering a passive investment opportunity. The trading bonuses, as Sports Trading BTC calls it, constitutes a security offering. Okay. This would be correct, but it's still a little bit gray in the cryptocurrency space. This is correct, by the way. You should be aware of this. Anytime there's a percent being paid to you, whether they say it or not, it constitutes in the U.S. as a securities. In order to operate legally in the U.S., all security offerings must be registered with the SEC. Now, one of the things I like about Bitcoin is because there are opportunities where you can make investments, but you're not allowed to be a part of those opportunities unless you're buying them from someone who's registered with the SEC, unless you have a lot of money and you're, whatever they call it, a qualified investor or whatever, or sophisticated investor, whatever they call it. You have to have a lot of money and net worth of like, I don't know, $500,000, $1 million, $200,000+ a year coming in income, just to be able to get access to those sort of unregistered securities. But in this case, they're saying that it's a security and they're not registered with the SEC. Therefore, the average, mom and pop. Again, there's a little bit of a gray zone right now in cryptocurrency. I do think everybody's screaming for regulations, but when the regulations come out, it's going to absolutely destroy passive opportunities in crypto space, I believe, because I don't believe those regulations are going to be friendly. Most regulations are designed to keep the powerful more powerful. Just keep that in mind. They're disguised as protections for the little guy, but what they really are doing is keeping the little guy away from, in some cases, what can be some powerful investments. But it also prevents scams in some cases too. Pursuit of the SEC's Edgar database, however, reveals that neither Sports Trading BTC James Ward or Dwayne Johnson are registered to offer securities. This means that even with an external ROI revenue source, Sports Trading BTC is operating illegally. Securities fraud. Again, this is a gray zone right now with crypto as far as I'm aware of. Further evidence of Sports Trading BTC relying on nothing more than new investment to pay returns is evident in their compensation plan. Okay, this is not evident. This is not evident at all. Again, this website is extremely negative. It's not evident. There's circumstantial evidence that they may be doing that, but there's no proof of that. How much an affiliate invests directly impacts income potential. Also, higher tiers are only possible if an affiliate generates investment equal to what they've invested. This is true. I think this is a bit scammy. I think they should remove that. Or they should require those new people to be different customers under a different IP address. They should make it clear that you can't be creating multiple positions underneath yourself. As with all MLM Ponzi schemes, once affiliate recruitment dries up, so will new investment. That's if this is a Ponzi scheme. This will starve Sports Trading BTC of ROI, eventually prompting a collapse. The math behind. Okay, so here's the thing. The math behind Ponzi scheme guarantees that when they collapse, the majority of participants will lose money. This is true. There's no direct proof that this is a Ponzi scheme. I do feel like there's not enough transparency. There's something not right with me. And here's the main reason is the 0.25% to 2% a day. This is my number one problem with the platform. And this is the problem that I can't, I've almost called the company. I've almost hopped on their live webinars just to ask, but I thought it just doesn't, there's a lot of things they can say, but without providing proof, and I just got a feeling they're not willing to provide that proof. Without providing proof of exactly how much cryptocurrency comes in, and without providing proof how much they earn on their winnings, what they do is every 30 days, so supposedly they're making money this month, and at the end of this month, on the 15th of next month, they basically announce what they're going to start paying for the next 30 days based off previous month's profits. And that sounds pretty good. And right now they're paying 1.3%, 1.5% a day, and the 15th of every month, they recalculate that. And that's good. And again, I'm not saying that they're doing anything wrong, but here's what I'm going to say. They cannot continue to pay out 2%, 1% a day, ever, period, end of story. Now, the problem is some of the people promoting this know this, and they don't even care that it's a Ponzi scheme at all. The problem I have is that some people just choose to believe the official line, and they're dumping in a ton of crypto in here, and that's a problem. Here's what's going to be interesting, and I'm going to keep watching this. I'm not saying this is an outright scam. I'm telling you that I'm not going to be a part of this, and I'm not promoting this. I'm telling you, you need to do your own research. By far, this guy here, oh, sorry, not him. That's just a website. This Stewart guy, he's got his number down here. You can click show more, go to his channel, check him out. You can go show more, call him directly if this is something you think you want to do. I don't personally know the guy. I have considered calling him and asking him these questions, but I know he's not going to know the answer. And he has a biased vested interest to say whatever. And I get it. I fully get it. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to try to be as unbiased as possible, although I'm biased as well because I've made a decision not to do it. So therefore, I'm biased as well. I don't agree with everything that Behind MLM says. I think this is an atrociously negative website that's stupid. But at the same time, I don't like that they pay you more based off the more that you put in. that gets to be problematic. And I don't like that. Where's it at? I don't like that they're telling you you should be making like 0.25 to 2% daily. That's what they're saying. It's somewhere in there. My question is, how come they couldn't have a mega month and pay out 2.5%? They never say that. Why do they put these ranges on there? The 0.25% daily is really just if you don't bring someone on your left and someone on your right. So there's a strong incentive to bring in customers. And that's the problem that I have. So the reason they can't pay this out is because the sportsbook market is only so big. There's only so many people in sportsbook. There's only so much money. And yeah, it's a big market, millions, probably hundreds of millions of dollars, maybe billions of dollars in the sportsbook market worldwide. But they're taking in crypto. They've got to convert that crypto in many cases to fiat if they're going to maximize the entire market. They're probably placing cryptocurrency sports betting. They're probably placing fiat sports betting. They're probably doing it across the board. But at some point, the numbers coming in, because people are just going to compound a lot of this to the moon, it's just going to be so big that there's no way for them to maintain these daily percentages. And they don't discuss that anywhere on the website. Quite the opposite. They act like this is going to go on and go on and go on and go on indefinitely. You should do the math on compounding 1% daily and just see how far it goes, especially when there's a lot of people on YouTube talking about they got 1 Bitcoin in. You're starting out with that amount of money, $8,000 to $10,000. It's going to compound at such a ridiculous rate. Now, in all fairness, they'll tell you, but it's not 2% a day because you get back your principal. The way they do it is when you purchase a pack for basically, 1 BTC, you get the return until until you get 2 BTC paid out, until your pack is doubled. And then it basically kills it, and you can either withdraw or you can go buy a 2 BTC pack. Why even create those packs like that is a little bit strange to me. I don't even understand why create that turnover, but that's what they do. So you're getting your original investment back, so that 2% a day is really closer to the 1% a day. The 0.25% a day is closer to like 12 or 13% a day. Again, though, the problem is this. The problem is that they're not making it, there's just not enough proof on how they're managing that money to generate these returns. And they are showing that there's a handicap being used. Clearly there's a handicap being used somewhere, a handicapper, because they put sports calls out ahead of time. I think you'd be better off, probably, I'm just saying this, I haven't followed their calls myself, but you'd probably be better off buying a small package just to get access to it. Don't promote it, because it cannot continue. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you it's an outright scam, but I'm going to tell you that it cannot last in its current form, and it's poor management that the founders and the promoters aren't fully explaining that. I'm talking about that. But if you're in sports trading BTC, feel free to comment down below regarding my concerns. But it's definitely not, and the way that it's set up now, it cannot last. That is 100% correct. It just can't. Yeah, that's it. Sports trading BTC. My personal suggestion is I'm not doing this. My recommendation for you is make your own call. Know what you're getting into. You're responsible for your crypto. Be careful out there. It's an interesting world, and everybody else is after your cryptocurrency, so you have to be the one kind of watching it. I personally, in my last video, I talked about building CryptoTab to becoming a millionaire. CryptoTab, that's something that's going to be around here forever. Sports trading BTC, maybe not. There will be a link for CryptoTab down in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Thank you for being here, ladies and gentlemen. In the meantime, be careful out there with your crypto.